Yo, what's going on? Man,
Yo,
we back. Happy Thursday. One half of the Man to Man pod. My man Swampathay, man. Got my co-host DBut. What's good, bro?
yes, sir. What's good, bro? What's today?
Man.
The 9th?
The 10th. The 10th.
10th, June 10th.
June 10th, man. Hope everybody's doing good on this good Thursday morning, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in with us. As always, we appreciate the love. We appreciate it.
Saw some people in here early. What up, Chelsea?
Chelsea in here early. Man.
What's good, though, man?
Let's jump into it, man. You know, this is one of them times during the year, man. Some nights, man, it's slow for sports. It's slow, you know. It's a
slow
lot of
news cycle.
For sure. But the Suns last night.
My Suns. Don't say this is my Suns, guys.
I should have known that was coming.
You know what I mean? I'm mad. I don't have my fitted yet, but it's coming. But nah, man, them Suns, they hooping, man.
Looking good. Looking good.
Looking real good.
CP3, Devin Booker, the role players, man. Everybody just playing the game the way it's supposed to be played, man. You got them coming out of the West, huh?
Yeah, man. That's why I picked them in the first place. Even going into it, going into the playoffs when they were potentially matched up with the Lakers. You know, a lot of people like the Suns, but once they saw that matchup in the first round, it was, I can't see LeBron losing. LeBron and AD. Obviously, AD wasn't healthy.
Right.
Chris Paul wasn't really healthy either, in my opinion. But if you had both teams healthy, I was still going with the Suns just because the continuity. You know, it's tough, man. You got to you got to be hot going into postseason sports. And AD and Bron just missed a lot of time together. So even if
as well. I'm about to knock that whole shit out the park because you said with Brooklyn, with KD, Kyrie and Harden, them boys ain't.
That's different.
That was different.
I don't hold AD in that same regard. You know that.
It's different. It's different.
Kyrie is different. KD is different.
I'm just saying. You just said continuity. You just said you needed that continuity, but then I know in the past you said with KD, with Kyrie and James. It was it would be tough, but it's different now.
AB, now
Yo,
man, you know the difference. This is the comparison.
I'm asking you a question.
That's like you comparing.
It's top 10 players we talking about.
That's like you comparing Baker Mayfield, Jarvis Landry, and Odell, which are all top tier players, but they don't have that type of continuity. And then you say, okay, we drop Peyton, Marv, and Weeze on the team. Like those three group of guys compared to the other three, like that one group is going to do way better. And that's what I feel like as hoopers. That's what I feel like Kyrie, KD, and Harden are. Like you can drop. So you can drop
compared to
LeBron, Julio, and damn Stephon Diggs. Like that's what like Kyrie, KD, and Harden are. Like come on, it's different. It's different. You compare AD, Bron, and Schroeder. KD,
why you put Schroeder in there? Why you put Schroeder in there?
He should be the third best player.
No,
I think COVID messed him up. But if they don't play together, it's different, man. But Phoenix, they got that continuity. They don't have that same talent level, but everybody knows their role. You got Chris Paul leading the show. You got Monty Williams, who was my coach of the year pick. And the boy, like they played like they had 100 and something points last night, and nobody had over 20.
No, I mean, they playing well. They playing well.
To beat, man.
Yeah, they playing really well. That's
why, But I wouldn't have been surprised if Bron turned up and won it. I don't think Bron was all the way healthy either. Or just he wasn't. I ain't gonna make no excuses. He was out there, so he was healthy. But he wasn't like, I expected something more out of both of those players. But obviously AD got hurt. You can't control that.
Yeah, definitely can't control that.
But the Suns got me looking good, man.
Yeah, we're gonna see. Suns and the Nets. If that happens, who you got?
Man,
you actually gotta think about that.
Hell yeah. Because that's tough. You know, Nets do have that talent. They have that talent, but like I said, man, Ayton is a big, like, they got nobody to stop Ayton in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Nobody. Like Greek, like I feel like they're using Greek Freak all wrong. Like Greek Freak should be, you know, Giannis, he should be averaging, you know, 40. Like you can Giannis, whatever, man. I don't know what to call him now. I don't even feel right calling him Greek Freak no more, man. How you think they get one? You think they play tonight, right?
I think Milwaukee would get one. You know, that was my hot take coming into the series, man. I had Milwaukee.
You got to stay out of the hot take business, man.
Nah, I mean, I can have one here and there, but I had Milwaukee. I had Milwaukee winning this series, but the way it's looking now, man, it's ugly.
It's only 2-0, man. You know,
it's ugly, but the way
on the road,
but the way the game's been going, the way the game's been played is ugly. It's like you can lose a game, but in the matter of how you lose the game says a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but like I said, they play at home. They play at home tonight, so we'll see.
But that's what happened with the Clippers.
Yeah,
they didn't get blown out like that though. They just went down 0-2 at home, I think. So at least Milwaukee, they was on the road, so at least they can say, all right, we're going back home. You know, it's different in football. It's you just had that day, that Sunday. But for them, I think Barkley said this too. He feels like every game is kind of his own game. And I don't know. I feel like that's different for different players. I feel like for certain players, it's like that. But for other players, I don't know. You can just see them start off a series the wrong way the first two games, and it just never get right.
Yeah, you know, it's different players. It's, you know, just like on the island, you got some corners who can, you know, you always say you got one bad play, you got to put it behind you. Some players can do that, some players can't. So I definitely agree with you on that one. But again, that was my hot take. Milwaukee thought they was gonna come with something. So we'll see tonight.
About how you feel about, are you ready to just be like, nah, you know, because I know the question you had was Harden, the continuity thing. Okay, and Harden's out. And I feel like he would have been the MVP probably to the league if they had a completely, you know, if we'll all be drunk. But with Harden being out, that's when you were like, oh shit, this might be tough for Brooklyn.
Nah, real shit.
Feel differently now after those first two games?
Man, the way Brooklyn is playing, I'm like, yeah, I am feeling different. Yeah, them boys is rocking. It's like now it's like Harden. Look, you can just chill for the rest of the series. We got it. You get ready for we'll get ready for the final. So and again, another one of my things was that I thought that Milwaukee, their continuity was top tier. One of them teams that, you know, they were playing well together.
Coming off a sweep.
Coming off a sweep. And then with the Brooklyn, I just felt as though they didn't play really good defense. You know what I mean? And I thought that would hinder them this series. But, you know, all those are lies. So, you know.
Milwaukee shot. I mean, they shot. You couldn't be mad at you. That's why I said when you even said it, I'm like, shit, I don't even feel like a hot take because they was playing so good. You saw the success that that Giannis had against him in the regular season. So right. You're like, damn, you brought Drew Holiday in. Middleton was playing all right. Middleton's completely stunk it up this series. And they just not shooting like they were against Miami. So it'll be a tough team to beat when on the other side. Like, I just feel like what Brooklyn does best is they get a good shot. So even the role players, like most of their shots are good shots. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or you got Kyrie or KD creating their own. But outside of that, they're creating easy shots for other people. So that's hard to beat. That's tough to beat, man. But if they play the Suns, that would be the only. And Philadelphia, I feel like that'll be a tough matchup for them too.
Yeah. But
it's some good basketball going on, though, man. What about that Hawks Philly series? How you feel about that?
I like it, man. They had some, put Ben Simmons on Trae Young, game 2. I thought that played dividends. Joel, healthy Joel, man. I like his game.
Man,
that's
scary, boy.
Serious. It is scary. That's scary. So again, man, I think they got a good chance. I mean, you can. How can I say this? Philly, they weren't the number 1 seed for night. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They played the regular season. They played well. Joel, got hit with an injury bug a little bit during the season, but a healthy Joel, Ben Simmons doing what he's doing on the offensive end and on the defensive end. I like the young mob, man. I like him.
The Hawks lost Hunter though. They lost Hunter, and he was a key piece, and that's going to be tough for him. I feel like this series is all about Embiid. If Embiid is healthy and motivated, maybe that little break he got kind of before, and that little gap he got, and he finished the season and kind of went into the offseason or the postseason. But if he keep playing like that, like
he's a problem,
man. Like that's like watching him play. Like that's something we ain't seen, and he got a combo with some.
That was my pick, my MVP pick. But obviously with him, hitting that injury bug, kind of put him behind the Joker. Well deserved.
So you're not mad at Joker winning that. Even you think CP3 got that on this?
CP3,
he wasn't even the finalist.
Anybody, I think when you a player like CP3, every team you go to, you help that team improve, and you don't get taught. Of course, you can have a little chip on your shoulder. And again, that's why really, Coach Tibbs was my coach of the year. Cause we kind of posted the clip. Like I don't think anybody before this season would have had the Knicks a number 4 seed, but when Chris Paul went to the Suns with Devin Booker,
a lot of people weren't like.
A lot of people were
a contender. They're gonna down. A lot of people were not feeling like that when that move.
A lot of people were though.
I don't know. I gotta check the receipts on that one. You remember that?
I'm the people that I'm talking to. They were like, "Yo, the Suns are gonna be nice."
Okay.
With Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and the way the Suns were playing in the bubble last year.
How they finished,
and you add CP3 to that, it's like, yo, like they gonna be out in the West.
Yeah. I love the move, especially for Booker.
Yeah,
and, I was high on the move, but the people I was talking to was like, nah, they ain't, same old shit. Chris Paul, he ain't gonna be able to get it done. In the playoffs, that team's still young, blah blah. And then that's when you had assumed healthy Lakers. You had
right.
Who you thought was going to be the Warriors, healthy Warriors at that time. So you had all these different teams. Injuries happen out there in the West. So, but they play out of their mind. Their crowd, man, that home crowd.
Oh, that's crazy out there,
bro.
I was looking at that last night. I'm like, shoot, they make it to the final. I might have to make that trip out there to Phoenix.
Facts. Already hit Ty out there. Like, hey, man. You got the plug out there who we need to talk to.
For sure. Like, yo. But again, man, they playing some good ball, man. I love to see it.
What's that? Hold on. I see a comment in here I feel like needs to be addressed. Just in case other people feel this way. I don't know how you feel on this. Alec James Allen. I guess he commented this when we were talking about the Brooklyn team. He said Kyrie is not in the same category as KD and Harden.
Kyrie different.
I would put Kyrie in that category. I feel like KD. Damn, that's tough. I feel like we talked about this before ranking them. But they all in the same category to me. We did at their craft.
And we both had Kyrie. We both had KD, James, and we had KD, James, and then Kyrie.
That might be what it is, but I feel like it's 1A.
1B, 1C.
I feel like it's 1, 2A, 2B. I feel like KD is a clear-cut 1, but damn, that's tough. James Harden, man, he creates so much off it.
And Kyrie do too.
He does. But I still would feel like I would put Kyrie 3 no matter how it shook up. I can see Harden and KD could go back and forth.
That's tough. Like I said, that's tough.
It's tough because you can say, okay, KD won the championships and he hit the finals MVPs and all that, but I still he went to that. He joined the splash, but he joined the 73-win team. Like I feel like he did what he was supposed to do. If he would have did that same thing in OKC, I would feel differently about it. So Harden hasn't done it at all. Kyrie's obviously hit huge shots.
So G.I. Joe just say Kyrie killed his case with the Celtics move. I'm like, I don't see how you can say that.
Yeah,
it's like
I don't feel like that.
Yeah, I don't agree with that one.
I mean, I feel like that's probably a popular take though. Kyrie is very unliked for a lot of reasons by a lot of people. You know, when he left the LeBron situation in Cleveland, you know, I didn't feel the type of way because I'm not dealing with what he's dealing with. You know what I mean? So maybe he wanted his own team. We can look at it and say, oh man, he should have stayed there. It was sweet, but we don't know what that's like dealing with playing right alongside LeBron.
Yeah, we never know what's behind the scenes, what's being said.
Yeah.
So
especially kid in his 20s, like, you know.
Right.
So
if you going home, if you going home every day after work, like, man, this some shit. Like
every day, like
yo, you don't. That's not healthy. You know what I mean? So if you got
my entertainment, not that important.
Yeah. So if I got to remove myself from that situation, that's what I got to do. And unfortunately, he went to Boston. It didn't work out.
Yeah.
Shit, he in Brooklyn now, and it's looking like shit is sweet.
Facts. And regardless, I mean, his basketball skill and IQ
you can't deny that.
You can't deny that. You can't knock that. Now, if he, got along with certain people or fit well, certain people don't fit well in certain cities or certain places. Like that's a real, like these are humans. These people who have to interact with, neighbors or this or that, like go out to eat, like have your family come in town and they go out amongst each other. So that's all these things that people are dealing with. And people just think basketball, like.
And I don't think people realize. I used to tell people all the time. I'm like, yo, when I go to work, guess what? I got coworkers. Like people call them teammates, but I call them teammates too. But they're coworkers too. I'm like, yo, like you go to work every day, and it's 3 or 4 or 5 people that's in your office that you don't bang with, regardless of what you wanted to be. Like you don't bang with some of them people. Like.
Facts.
Fortunately, I've been in some locker rooms, the indie locker room, where a lot of us we truly like each other.
Truly rock with each other.
We try to rock with each other, but off the field. But like I'm in these sports world, like I know we spend a lot of time together, but sometimes we're just co-workers. Like, and I just got to deal with you because we're on the same team.
And nothing wrong with that.
And it's nothing wrong with that. Not wrong with that. So.
I was having a conversation one of my young guys yesterday. He was dealing with some things at the job, and I'm just talking about just being able to deal with people, being able to be a team player, and just it don't mean you have to be the biggest people person in everybody's face, but don't come into the room and people feel like, oh man, so and so here or whatever. Like right. I'm like, even in the locker room, I had teammates who they'll come in, they'll have a hoodie on or have some headphones in or something and kind of be in their own world. We go in the meet room, we talk ball. We go in the field, we talk ball, we play ball. They're going to come out on, DB night or linebacker night or whatever, and they're going to be there for 30, 40 minutes, and they're going to be out. And we may mob for 2-3 hours, but it ain't like we look at him any different. That's just how different people are. So you never know, how people mobbing. But, I don't have a problem with Kyrie, man. Has he done and said some things that I don't agree with? Yeah, a lot of people have. But as far as right now, in that environment, he's on that level, the same level as James Harden and KD.
No, for Javier, man, you got to earn respect.
Big fact.
Especially in these locker rooms, you got to earn that. So, definitely, we're not gonna like our coworkers, but successful. Like when you walk in the locker room, you got to earn that respect. Just because you walk in the locker room don't mean grown men just gonna automatically respect you. You got to earn that.
Yeah, and that's even if if you coming from another, you done been in the league 7-8 years, and you go to another locker room. That's you got to earn the respect of that. Those people. And that's like anywhere. You know what I mean? And respect is you're gonna respect each other at the door, but you can do things that can alter that. So I don't think people put and that kind of takes me to another thing I was talking to Jeff Schwartz about, I think yesterday on Twitter, because KD, the Jay Will situation. Jay Will came out and said, he saw KD at a party and KD told him, don't ever compare me to Giannis again, blah, blah. And KD was like, oh, I ain't never say that. Woo anyway. People like, oh, why does KD care so much about what people say? Why does he do this? He's got to be the best player, ever to, care so much about. Like, yo, he a human being. Like, he got feelings. He when he go home, how does he have time for it? He go home, he swipe through his phone just like everybody else do. And if he sees some shit, he address it. I mean, especially after he got caught with the burner, I feel like, he just got caught with the burner and said, fuck it, is what it is. I'm gonna let it rock.
I respect it. I respect it too. I think a lot of times, man, as athletes, high profile athletes at that, where making a lot of money, you're on TV, you're one of the best players in your profession. I think people think that you should let things just you're superhuman. You know what I mean? Facts. Which is, like you said, which is not the case. Like, we still deal, and people talking about it, dealing with depression, dealing with just a lot of things, man. So, like you said, when you see somebody talking about you or misquoting you, as a man, I'm gonna address that, bro. Fact. I did not say that. You know what I mean? So
that did not happen. And
that did not happen, right?
And then even when it's just certain. I feel like personally, I wouldn't think that would be something that KD wanted said on TV. And if I wasn't sure, I would say, "Hey, KD, I'm gonna tell him about the story. It happened back at the Christmas." All right, fuck it, go say it. Or you say, "Nah, I don't want to put that out there like that." I feel like that's how that situation should be handled. Or you just don't say it at all. Like, so going up there and saying some shit like that, true or not, I feel like was, I don't know. I just feel like it's a different code, regardless of what industry you in. But I guess everybody don't move like that, man. But yeah, he checked it at the door. I ain't got no problem with it, man.
Yeah.
That old school Twitter.
Old school Twitter. Man. What up? We got anything else in the NBA?
What you call it? Scottie Pippen coming out with a book too. I actually heard it.
That's gonna be a good book.
He out here talking crazy. This media tour, right? He about to start a media tour.
Hey,
he coming out. He coming out with some fire.
Hey, Scotty got a lot of stuff to talk about.
I feel like a lot of people would be interested in hearing.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna pick it up.
I'll read that book. Yeah, I'm talking about.
I would definitely watch a doc or something.
I'm talking about, but even if you like a little bit of the Last Dance, you know what I mean? You got a little snippet of his life, growing up in Arkansas. Mm-hmm. Very, very humbling beginnings.
Yeah.
Where he went to school, how his path to get to the NBA, playing alongside one of the, the GOAT.
The greatest, yeah.
The GOAT. And then even after basketball, the way, his name's been in other reasons, you know what I'm saying? He got a lot to talk about, a lot to get off his chest, man. So
that's gonna be
that'll be a good
interesting book. It's gonna be an interesting book. I'm gonna definitely check it out. Like I said, I enjoy documentaries, docuseries, stuff like that. And just the same thing we talked about with Kyrie. Like and that was a different media point. Like, we don't have a clue a lot of the things that were going on behind the scenes with Scotty. But I know one thing he said was, it's no 6 rings without him, which I think most people would agree.
Shit, all people should agree with that.
I think some people are blinded by the greatness, because that was, depending on how and where you experienced that, like that was an experience. So people, but I don't know. I don't think it's 3 chips without Pip, honestly. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I like that. That.
It's Kyrie or Scotty. Nah. Javier, you're a Nets fan, but I wouldn't say Kyrie or Scotty. I feel like that's a. Oh no, that relationship has to be that got to be a long term to even be compared to something like Jordan and Pippen. That got to be like a long term extended dominance.
Nakiba Walker. Pippen said he was not a sidekick to Jordan. Pippen said he's co-star, acting like, you can't put Pippen in that.
You can't put Kristaps in.
Yeah, you can't do that. Co-star.
I would say co-star for sure. We talking about the best, probably. I mean, you got Shaq and Kobe, Malone and Stockton, Like when you start talking about what's some other great duos? I mean,
you had Kemp and Payton,
Curry and Durant.
Payton. Yeah. Tim Hardaway, Lonzo Mourning.
Yeah, so you talking about the great, in my opinion, the best 1-2 punch ever.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say, Pitt was just a role player. Like, nah, he was a star. So I would say co-star. I mean, MJ was clearly, the
right.
But I would definitely say co-star. I would agree with that. Sidekick. I mean, I feel like sidekick it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Batman Robin. That's what I feel like it was. Batman Robin. No, but Scotty was he picked up. He probably feel like, hey man, I was picking up the best they had on offense.
Yep. And then I was doing my thing.
And then I was still contributing, moving the ball, doing all these other things. So how we see it is one thing. He was dealing with it day to day. He was behind the scenes, he was practicing, and obviously he learned a lot. I feel like he learned a lot from Jordan. He was pushing Jordan. Shit, he passed the test. Flying colors.
Yeah, flying.
It wasn't no chip. It wasn't no chips before he got there, though.
For sure.
A lot of greatness from MJ.
Sure, man. Let's transfer over to to the NFL, man. Excuse me. Dak still getting his bag out here. Signed with he left Adidas. Signed with the Jordan brand.
Highest paid Jordan brand athlete.
So I don't know how the Jordan brand goes. I know at one time I heard that Jordan, like players from Jordan brand didn't get paid, but I'm like that couldn't be true.
That could definitely be true. I can see that. I can see that being true.
I heard that it was all gear. You get all the gear, whatever the case may be. But with him, with the news coming out, him being the highest paid, obviously it can't be.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like all those.
Depending how much merch you get, I know. Yeah.
But I'm saying this is what comes with being the face of the most valuable sports franchise out there, and that's why some people were saying like, "Hey, take a pay cut. You're gonna be the quarterback of the Cowboys. You're gonna get all the endorsements and whatever you want." But I'm glad he got all his money. He waited for it, bet on himself, and now he's reaping the rewards. But I mean, I could definitely see cats turning down, and because football, we wasn't getting a lot of people. If you're not a big star player, like you're not getting like a bunch of money from them outside of merch. Outside of, you got 40, 50, 60K of Nike in your account, but we're not paying you $100,000 a year too, or $200,000.
Yeah.
Everybody had Odell was like the biggest shoe person, I think, outside the quarterback. So I could definitely see some people just taking that. I turned down money to go with Nike. Reebok was offering money coming out. Reebok and I think Under Armour at the time. I know for sure Reebok.
I'm glad you ain't go to that Under Armour, boy.
Man, what? I went Nike all through college, all the high school. I'm like, man, Nike said, should we give you, X amount of dollars in merch?
Yeah.
Because that was right after the crash.
I started with Nike, and then I ended up going with Reebok. And then
That's when you were spatting?
With Reebok.
I feel like you used to spat.
Yeah, I did. I used to spat.
Okay.
Looking clean out there.
That shit was kind of clean. I know. I see that. Okay, he got that stink ass 41. He clean. Okay.
41 was stink, but you see a lot more than 41s out there now, though. You know what I'm saying?
You made it look good, dog.
There's a couple cats out there. Shout out.
You made it look good. You,
T-New, yeah.
Eugene Robinson.
Yeah, Lorenzo Nair, and the fullback out there.
But nah,
but what
Nike don't let you spat.
Yeah, they don't let you spat unless it's injuries or something like that. But sure, moving on, man. A-Rod not showing up. Jordan Love getting the snaps. Were you expecting A-Rod to show up?
No surprise there. I I wouldn't be surprised if he showed up at training camp. And if he ended up taking the first snap, I wouldn't be surprised. But I mean, I feel like at this point, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I go back and forth, but I don't feel like he's going back, man.
You don't think
so?
It's
not that, and I never expected him to show up to one of these mini camps or nothing like that. I feel like the earliest he was gonna come back was training camp, but I don't know, man. I just feel like the more they just apart. Like I just feel like, all right, that's just it's not. I don't see it changing because the GM that he want gone is still there.
Still there. Yeah.
But like what's changed? Ain't like they went out and tried to go get Julio or tried to go draft a guy that maybe, hey, you know, we trying to do this or that to keep you here. So I mean, why would you go back?
Right.
Why would he go back? Should I say?
Yeah, he doubling down, and then obviously the fine. He's not tripping off the fine. You know what I mean? I'm not tripping off that. So yeah, I was asked this question like, would I be if I'm a teammate? Would I be concerned? I'm like, hell yeah, I'd be concerned. Sure, because you know, as A-Rod, like you said, through his whole, you know, his duration in the league, man, he's been there. You know, you can count on A-Rod, and so for him not to show up, shit,
and he's been elite.
He's been elite at
his whole career.
His whole career. So yeah, you definitely should be concerned. So I mean, I guess we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, I mean,
because I'm thinking about it on the business side. If I'm Green Bay, I'm definitely not trading you.
Why not? If you truly feel like you're at the point where you feel like, all right, he's done here. Like, I hold your rights, you know, find you money for a year. Then if you decide to come back, we still got you in the contract. I feel like right now he got the most value. And if he don't want to play football for the Packers, you know, you put him on the table. You take the best offer. You get 3 first-round picks.
It's a tough business, man. It's a tough business.
I mean, what like, because once let's say you just say, all right, we're gonna hold him, and he sits out this year. Now he's a year older. Now the value that let's say you trade him a year later, now you may only get 2 first-rounders. I feel like right now,
I love these first-rounders.
I mean, what you gonna get? You're gonna get Jordan Love as your quarterback with no extra draft capital, or you get Jordan Love as your quarterback with 3 extra first rounders to either build around him or replace him.
Look at here. It's tough business decisions out here, man.
I mean, you know, if like you said, A-Rod, he seemed dug down. So
yeah,
it seems like Green Bay got all the leverage, but in reality, I don't know.
We're gonna see. It'll be interesting what happens, man, in these upcoming months.
I say he gets traded before the season.
You think so?
That's what I say. I mean, that's the smart thing for the Packers to do at this point. I feel like Houston should have traded Deshaun before the draft. You know, this was even before all the other shit came out.
So let's talk about him getting traded. Like, what would be like? Give me a scenario of a team that, because obviously he's going to go. So that's what I'm saying. Like, because if he wants to get traded, obviously he wants to get traded to a contender, right? A winning team.
Mm-hmm.
But in Green Bay, it's like, oh, if you want to get traded, shit, we're going to send you the damn, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a team like.
Not Detroit.
Not Detroit.
Division. Go Detroit, take Detroit to the NFC Championship.
I'm trying to think of a team that they would be like, okay, we'll send you X, Y, and Z to a team that I'm trying to think of.
That's garbage.
That's a shitty team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then it's like, okay, well. So that's what it's like. So then it's like
with A-Rod as your quarterback. That's how good dude is.
No,
like if you add A-Rod to a team,
he's great. He's great.
He gives you a chance.
He's great.
So and that's why it's tough to let. That's why it'd be tough to let the dude out your building. But it's crazy coming off the season he just had to. It's crazy, but I mean, you got to do it. If the dude don't want to play football, I mean, who can afford? Let's say the Broncos. If the Broncos got Aaron Rodgers, and I know that was kind of like the team he was tied to around draft, right before the draft when Schefter broke the news. I mean, that's a contender team. That's a contender. You got some young weapons at wide receiver. You got good back. You got a defense that looks really good on paper, and you got Vic Fangio, who is a very good defensive coach.
Yeah.
I mean, that it'll be some, you gotta beat Kansas City in that division to get somewhere.
So this is where the shit gets funny, man. This is where it gets funny, right? So A-Rod came out and said, like, yo, I'm not coming back to play if that GM is there, right? Mm-hmm. So who's gonna facilitate this trade? The GM. Right. So the GM gonna be like, all right, this motherfucker out here talking crazy. Like he's not gonna go out here and find the best. Obviously, he's gonna find the best for his team.
He got it. Yeah, that's his job.
That's his job.
That's his job.
So, hey, look, this might get interesting, man. Because
it might get interesting.
Man, you something, bro. I don't know, bro.
Hold up.
Say something. Oh, you good? You good?
Straight.
Yeah, you good.
Start glitching. No, I think that was you, cuz.
I ain't know if the landscape was cut a line or something, or out there.
Oh, you can hear him? I know you can hear him, huh?
No, you good. You good.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it's definitely. I think it's gonna get interesting, and then I think it's also. I won't say unfair to Jordan Love, but like I feel like every day they report, and like we talked about coming in, it's a slow news cycle. Like people reaching for anything, I should know that Jordan Love made an overthrow in the 2-minute drill.
Right.
Like the fact that that's been reported on, like that really in reality it tells me nothing. So it's kind of unfair to him in that sense. But I mean, if he's gonna be the guy as a player, somebody draft you first round or any round, and the person that's supposed to be starting not showing up, like, and you getting these clips from Mason Rudolph or whoever saying, "Hey, I'm preparing to be the starting quarterback." Like that's the mindset every player should have out there. Prepare like a starter.
Because if it's not, then you in the wrong place.
You're in the wrong business, and that's not bumping heads. It's starters and people have their roles in the team, but at the same time, football, sports, life. Somebody at your job gets sick, a manager or something, he gets sick and he got to go out for 2 weeks or something. They need somebody to step up and do his job, and you step up and you do that job better than he was doing it. They're gonna find a role for you on that level, and that's the same thing that happens in sports. So people come out there, that's the only answer you should have. So I mean, we're gonna see. He was a first-round pick. He had a year to learn from him, so we'll see if he's gonna be ready.
Look, if the opportunity presents itself, man, Jordan Love, man, do what you need to do, bro.
Gotta be ready.
Hey, that's it.
They took him in the first round for a reason. So I saw him on film. He's a talented kid. Shit.
Yeah.
I wish you the best of luck, young brother.
Oh, for sure.
Man, y'all drop some questions in here, man. Okay, we live. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard right now, but we're gonna have to get this fixed. We're gonna have to get this situated. Bad ball, but I'm gonna let AB get on that North Carolina A&T. I'm letting him talk to y'all about that. Those boys are flying, setting records. Y'all drop some questions in the chat, man. Like we said, slow news cycle. I'm gonna wait for AB to talk about that. Gotta let my dog get the HBCU stuff in, but can't have it. Okay. Oh, what you talking about, cuz? Not a Zito production. You know what I mean? That is it's not a medicine ball. It's a caramel macchiato. Extra caramel drizzle, oat milk. But so if you ever feeling, a birthday gift or something, just give me a Starbucks card. That's what I like. Zeke, we need you. But drop some questions, man. That's kind of the best part of this whole thing for me. So somebody asked earlier about Bron changing his number. See, I know people ain't tuned in to hear about Bron right now. Bron is at home, but it is some big news going for 23-6. I like the 6. I'm a Heat fan. That's what he wore down here when he was part of the Heatles. I think he should have stayed with the 23 and the Lakers. personally, like, I said, AB got that AJ internet. Y'all just got some breaking news on the phone. I had to, you know what I mean? But let me see some good questions, some non-football questions. This is a good question. Do all NFL players get endorsement deals? I'm trying to think. You know what? Honestly, you can. All NFL players can get endorsement deal. That's why you have people who work, but that's not directly from like your team. Like your team, it's not their job to go out and get you certain deals. Certain big time players, maybe they have that relationship with the team, but usually it's somebody you have on your personal staff who goes out and gets you endorsements, gets you marketing deals, maybe something else, something you want to do or be involved in, gets you sponsors if you're happy to can, all these type of things. Somebody on your team goes out and does that. But every NFL player has the ability to do that. You should, especially in your city locally. Some people on the national level, some people on the international level. So it's really the people that you hire, your manager, your agent, your whoever who handle it. Or it could be you if you're into that type of stuff. But usually it's somebody who's on your team that goes and get that. But I wouldn't say every player does it, because some people are just cool playing football, doing their job, and not being on commercials or not doing certain things for. Like for instance, when I was in a team I played for, I had to tweet like once. Might have been like it was something super easy, like probably like once a week, or if they had like this car dealership had like a sale or something they were trying to promote. Hey, DB, can you shoot us out a tweet? Boom, boom, I shoot out a tweet. Hey, go over to this dealership, buy a car. And I drove a car for free, for 4 years. Like I had a whatever year, Tahoe. That was my car of choice. It was a Chevy dealership. So I had a Tahoe just to drive for free off of, a couple tweets. It could be they almost never buy me, probably like once a month, twice a month, something super easy. So everybody kind of has that ability to go out and secure those deals. It's easier for some people. And then certain teams you play on, Patriots, like that shit was so sweet. Like anybody on the team can go out and sign cards or something for, crazy amount an hour, or just because of the popularity, of the team, things like that. So it's different places. That's a good question, though. And Shay F asks, are any rookie secondaries impressing you so far? I mean, these are practices. These are, unpadded. It's really not real football yet. It's like, you need it. I feel like it's needed, but I'm not necessarily impressed by, anything I see right now. And it's not like I'm seeing much. I work with some guys personally, so I see some of their stuff. But once again, this isn't real football. This is padded stuff. This is more mental. Okay, are you getting the checks? Do you know the checks? Do you know, what are you learning formation wise? Different type of things. You put more tools in your toolbox. But I'll be impressed when I see it, live on live action, under the bright lights. Nothing in the off season really impresses me. Oh, so check this out, Mr. Scampers. Damn, you know what? Let me see if I can share my screen. No, I'm not going to do that right now. But when do we get, Mr. Scampers asks, when we're going to get more film breakdown? Love it as a non-football scheme knowing dude. So the football breakdowns are coming more often. What happened is, and this is an inside scoop for anybody listening to this podcast, what happened is I had some people telling me like, hey, you're giving away too much shit for free, bro. It's like it's at the point where you can't continue to give this type of shit away for free. Like you're doing people's jobs. Essentially. But I'm messing with y'all. But kinda. But yeah, so I got some drop. I got this 2-minute one, and it's the best one yet. Shout out to Tone. put a lot of work in it. But it'll be a 2-minute one. It'll be about 10 minutes. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Patreon, but that's where you'll have access to that video and others coming in the future. You'll have access to literally watching film with me. So I'll shoot you a message, a chat, and it's in the chat community. I'll shoot you a message directly, like, hey, going live at 8 o'clock to watch some Bears secondary tape or watch some Saints defense, some Cowboys defense. And literally I'll just watch film. You'll have the film up, you'll have me up, and literally just going through, what I go through as a player, as a coach or whatever type of things people being coached. So it'll be fun. You're gonna get that. You're gonna get that type of access, and then you'll get these full videos, these full-length videos that's gonna be around like 8 to 10 minutes, and it's really gonna be like you being in an NFL film room, and then like it'll be a lower access where you get different type of things. So it's like it'll be 2 different tiers. One tier you'll get much more access, more things, and the other tier you still in there, but you're not quite in there. You feel me? But it'll be on Patreon. It'll be up soon. Once I open the account, this is, like I said, this is all information directly from me. This just happened within the last few days. It came together. So I signed up to do my Patreon account, and they have some type of thing where they can say, okay, hey, we kind of know based on the following on my social medias, hey, we want to set up a one-on-one consult to tell you exactly how to set this up and maximize it. So that's what's happening. The full length are going to be the Everything DB videos will be on Patreon, but like you'll still be able to see like a 3-minute clip of the video, just kind of different sections of it without subscribing or paying anything. So, yeah. And if you don't want to pay for it, it's cool. You're still going to get videos. I'm still going to be putting certain on my Twitter and stuff like that, and my Everything DB page. And on here, me and AB will be doing some things together. But if you want it, you're going to get what you pay for. Trust me on that. But, my time is money. I ain't going to lie to you. If I'm sitting down making videos, if I commit to hopping on and watching film with people for hours, putting out a certain amount of videos, because usually I just do them when I want to. But if I got people that, hey, every week we want 2 videos, we want this, so I'm getting requests, maybe I'll take a survey, cover 3, cover 4, cover 2, want to break down this game, want to break down that game. So once we get in that realm and it's something I'm committed to, that shit costs money, baby. I ain't gonna lie to you. You my favorite turd. I wouldn't shit you. What we got next, man? Oh, it's gonna be 5. That's for sure. That is for sure. But what else we got, man? JDW Sports Talk Show. I'm good, man. I'm outstanding. I can't complain, man. I cannot complain. You know what's interesting? And I may not get into it on this here. I don't want to I got to talk to AB about it. But I feel like some conversations need to be had about the vaccine. And I feel like it's no safe places to have these conversations, without either side attacking the other side. I mean, it's kind of, where we're at right now with it. But I feel like I would be interested in some dialogue when it comes to that, because I'm sure everybody don't think the same, But sign me up. Nakiba Walker said, as long as the Saints defense explanations are positive, don't be cooking us. I keep it honest. It's going to be some positive, some negative. But as players, we get constructive criticism every day, every practice, every game, every walkthrough. We go and watch it as a team, and we get corrected in front of each other. So it's going to be this. You're going to get that same access. It's not going to be all great things. It's not going to be all bad things. I'm not trying to bash anybody, not trying to take any money out of anybody's pocket. I'm just telling people what I hope they're probably already hearing in the coach's film room. But yeah, fully vaccinated, half vaccinated, non-vaccinated, whatever your choice is, that's your choice. That honestly, I don't even feel like that's something you should be asking about. But I mean, it's whatever. Van Albright, friend of the show. One purchase you regret. I bought an iced out Breitling watch. Probably my first or second year in the league. I'm not sure, but just bust that, just flooded. Bam, but that's when that was popular. That was the thing to do. And I actually sold it down the line for more, but just learning more about watches, learning more about jewelry and all these different things. They were like aftermarket diamonds that were bullshit quality diamonds. And then I learned along the years, like, you invest in timepieces that's going to accrue value over time. It's going to grow in value over time. So I would probably say that, and it was so like noticeable. That's not even really my vibe like that. So I didn't even wear it as much. I didn't even wear it like that. So I would say that bust down Breitling. Gotta find some pictures of that. Tone, you gotta edit. I'm gonna send you a picture to put in. that shit was icy. Darby O'Donnell. What's the best/worst stadium you ever played in? I don't know what you mean by best or worst. It's been the best environments. Oh, excuse me. On the best environments, Arrowhead was crazy. And I enjoy being the opposing team more than the home team. Outside of when Peyton came back to Lucas Oil, that environment was crazy as well. When we beat that ass, and Rob got the strip sack in the end zone. We played well as a team. That was crazy. So Lucas Oil, Arrowhead, Seattle, that 12th man, that's like that's a real thing out there. Seattle, we played a night game too. That environment was crazy. Pittsburgh, when they go, I mean, it's tough to have a bad. What's the worst stadium? I don't know. I can't give you a worse one, man. I can't give you a worse one, honestly. I never played on the baseball field. Never in my career did I play on the baseball. I know my best friend Tavon did out in Oakland. That was shitty, but I never had to play on the baseball field. So, I mean, I can't really, football is football. I like being in – I'm kind of old school. Like, it ain't no bad. We got grass. We got a quarterback. We got receivers. We got, let's play ball. As long as that environment – until you said Cincinnati. I mean, Cincinnati's kind of blah. It's kind of blah. And you get double tax in Cincinnati, too. The city of Cincinnati tax you and the state tax you when you go play Cincinnati. So, yeah, Cincinnati the worst. I'm with you. What else y'all got, man? We only got a couple minutes. We got a couple minutes. Ooh. Can we get a photo of those books on your shelf on Twitter or Instagram? I'm always interested. Oh, this is my picture my baby drew for me too. It's supposed to be up here, but it kept falling. These little kids be so sweet. Gotta have it up there. Oh. But I got some good books back here. Honestly, the ones I've been reading, like, are in that top corner. You can't really see them. But there's some good stuff back here. I'll take a picture, though. But a book that you guys should get if you're a real football fan. I'm kind of a football kind of nerd, kind of historian. But this one right here is a cool one. This right here is cool. I love what they did with that top 100 thing. I think of the top 100 players, I want to say I may have had like 5 of them might have been teammates, which is crazy. Brady, Gronk, Moss, Vinny. Brady, Gronk, Moss, Vinny. I feel like it's one more at least, but yeah, man. What else we got? Florio come at Leger. What Florio come at me about? That's the thing about me. Like, I I welcome the smoke. If I say some shit, I believe it, at least at that time. And bullshit is bullshit. Gotta call it how I see it, dog. But yeah, that top 100 was super, super dope. What else we got, man? What else we got? What's another good book? Started this one. John Wooden, Leadership. Oh man. Now I started it. I'm a book starter. I gotta start finishing like these books. Shout out Stuart Scott, man. Booyah. Shout out Stuart Scott. But man, yeah, man. One more. Bum. Oh, a comment about vaccine. Yeah, man. I just feel like the vaccine thing, it's a private issue. It's a personal matter. And I got friends, I got close people who are vaccinated and who are not vaccinated. And the ones that are vaccinated, they feel like they trust the science, and they're not. I don't know. It's a weird time we living in now, man. But I'm gonna create a safe space somewhere where we can have that conversation. Question, Pepe from Mexico. I hope you're feeling better, man. Saw what you're going through on Twitter, but at this time of preseason, how much would you focus on video breakdown on opponents based on last season, or should you wait 1 or 2 games to see the new schemes? I feel like you always can watch film on your opponents, especially like divisional opponents. Because the thing about watching film, like you're not just watching film on players. You're watching film on coordinators. So even a team, let's say, who's a new coordinator? So Gus Bradley. Gus Bradley is a new coordinator in Dallas. So if I'm a team in that division, I'm watching as a coach or a player, you should be watching some Gus Bradley led defense. Like, how do they play certain coverages? How do they play their cover 3? Do they match? Do they zone drop? What type of fronts does he like? If you're a quarterback in that division, if you're a receiver, if you're whoever in that division, a running back, those are the type of things you want to start watching. And then you watch your opponents that you're going to face. If I'm a slot corner, or if I'm a cornerback or whatever, should I want to watch film on the guys I know I'm going to be seeing twice a year? You know what I mean? Or just guys in general that I know I'm going to be seeing that season. So you can always learn something and get something from watching film. So regardless of what point in the season or off season, you always can watch film. And then as the season goes on, people honestly do a lot of the same things. Football is not as complicated as people make it seem, but it's really about who's going to win. Like, a lot of Peyton's route concepts, Brady's checks, audibles, like a lot of them been the same for 20 years. But it's about finding matchups and winning matchups. That's what football is, winning one-on-one matchups, or being so good that we have to commit 2 people to this guy, like a Aaron Donald, like a Julio Jones, like a Derrick Henry. You got to add an extra person in the box usually. So when you mess with that numbers games, that's when football, can get lopsided. But football is a simple game, man. So you can always learn something from watching film, man. But appreciate y'all, man. As usual, AB has some technical difficulties. He gave y'all a shout out to. Y'all go slide over to Pat's show. I see y'all tomorrow, actually, on Pat's show. Another Feel Good Friday. And appreciate y'all for rocking, man. Keep an eye out for that Patreon. And I may just keep an eye out for that Patreon. Go check out Everything DB YouTube page as well. I'm out.